Texas has changed a great deal. Take me back to the Texas of that time.
Coming up in Texas, there was a great divide between the hippies and the rednecks. Ironically, that polarized, separate group found themselves gradually coming closer and closer. There was a great book, The Unexpected Rise of Redneck Rock. At one point, you couldn't speak the word rock and roll and traditional Texas country music in the same sentence.
You couldn't mention the Rolling Stones and say Merle Haggard in the same sentence.
Unthinkable. And then there came this great collision of both expressions. My good friend Willie Nelson, he broke out returning from Nashville back to his roots in Texas. It brought these two polarized entities right face to face.
You know, I never thought of that. People who listen to music, country music and rock, or one of the both, would say, how could a guy who could sing Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain in a very Texas way be smoking dope like those hippies do?
Yeah. We were in Reno, Nevada. One of our former technicians had taken a position with Willie's group. Willie was doing a Friday night appearance. We were scheduled for Saturday night, so we were invited to go see Willie perform, and we found ourselves right in the front row. And standing up next to me was probably one of the reddest rednecks you could ask for. And when he turned to me, he goes, "Isn't this great, Willie Nelson? And I'm coming to see you tomorrow." I said, the walls have come down.
And that's what was happening in the 70s, in a lot of ways, politically, culturally, and with music.
Yeah, and I think that the self-awareness of being Texan as part of another interplanetary system outside of our own, it's, to this day, defies description. ZZ Top has been rewarded with the luxury of global travel, and at each and every stop, what's Texas like? And it's a question that's asked with sincerity. It's of such curiosity. People love Texas. Well, they love it, they hate it, they're just fascinated by it.
What got you to write the song LaGrange, and then behind that, what was it like to actually go to LaGrange and perform there?
Interesting combination. I think that it would be safe to say the unspoken rite of passage for most Texas guys was to make a pilgrimage to LaGrange.
Present company excluded, of course.
Of course. There's not really too much going on in that fair community at that time. So it was kind of an odd but pointed question. If you were asked, have you been to LaGrange, we know where and what you were going to do in LaGrange. But the song came together. We had this nice boogie beat. Believe it or not, one of the inspirations came from Buddy Holly.
West Texas boy.
Yeah, from Lubbock, Texas. He had a big hit with a song, Peggy Sue, followed up later with another big hit called Peggy Sue Got Married. Right. And he spoke about the rumor. Is it true? Did Peggy Sue really get married?
Yeah.
We're not sure. Which led to the lyrics of LaGrange. It says, there's a rumor spreading around in that Texas town about that shack outside LaGrange, and I hear it's right most every night, but I might be mistaken. So it kind of left it open. But it was our first top 10. And to this day, 40, count them, 47 years later, we still play it nightly. It's still one of the favorites.
Well, when you were back to LaGrange, you performed there. Were you greeted well, or was there a side of the community that said, we don't want you there?
It was kind of curious, for 4 decades, one of our most popular numbers, being LaGrange, had yet to see the band perform in LaGrange. And I remember to the day the phone rang and the agent was on the line, and they said, gee, the annual county fair expressed an interest in having ZZ Top perform in LaGrange. Well, we fell over backwards. We said, it's about time. And the event, which usually draws about 5,000 to 6,000 for the county fair, 35,000 ticket buyers showed up for the great event. ZZ Top playing LaGrange in LaGrange. It was a grand evening.
So, let's see, I think there's one song we wanted to do. There's a rumor spreading around in that Texas town. Let's see, what's it about?
You know, one thing I didn't ask you, I probably should have asked you right off the bat. ZZ Top. Now, I've heard all kinds of stories of how the name ZZ Top came to be. Everything from its derivative of B.B. King to it's roughly the sound of a hot rod vehicle. So let's get the record straight here. Where did the ZZ Top come from?
Well, the standing joke is we've told so many stories we forgot which one to use when the question is posed. However, when we started, we had a one-room apartment, and we were all, we had covered the walls with announcement posters. Back in the day, you couldn't pass a telephone pole without seeing a rainbow-colored poster announcing the next act coming through town. And it was basically rhythm and blues artists, soul singers. Mm-hmm. And those were our heroes. B.B. King, D.C. Bender, Z.Z. Hill. We noticed how many of these heroes, these musical heroes of ours, had initials before their name. And we took ZZ from this end of the alphabet. We loved B.B. King from the beginning of the alphabet. We thought ZZ King. I said, no, there's going to be confusion. But I like the onomatopoeia of ZZ. The buzz will cut through. But King is at the top. So we became ZZ Top.
Well, now we have the story straight.
Well, that's the story you'll get today. But as we walk down the street, the letter Z will cut through the ZZ Top. There they go.